Hi guys, it's me Nicolette again. So I'd like us to talk a little bit about being part of the bridal party at a wedding and how expensive it actually is. Without offending anybody, so I want to put a disclaimer that I'm not here trying to offend anyone. I'm not trying to offend your friends who have been brides, who have asked you to become part of their bridal party. I'm not trying to offend your guys who've asked you to be part of their groom's party. But let's be honest, being a bride, being part of the bridal party is a hell of an expensive job. And yeah, man. So I'm a bridesmaid to two of my friends, very close. One is actually family. I'm very, very excited, and it's been a great experience for me. The weddings are still yet to come, so I'm very, very excited because I'm gonna look so pretty, and I can't wait for true love to be celebrated. But the reality is that I got another invite just a few hours ago, and I had to decline. The reason why I had to decline is because this person really is a distant friend to me. They're not necessarily a great. They're not necessarily. I'm not gonna say a great friend, but they're not necessarily a friend in that manner, and it makes me wonder as to why I was one of the people that was asked to become a bridesmaid, because really, honestly speaking, I have not spoken to this person in a long time. But just thinking of going through the experiences that I've gone through, and I was listening to another friend tell me about her experiences of being a bridesmaid and all the expenses that were so unexpected that she had to encounter, and all of a sudden she found herself spending close to 12,000 rand on a wedding that, honestly speaking, she was happy to do, but on a real, it was a bit of a lot of money. And that was not just the only wedding. She had actually gone to 4 weddings. She was a bridesmaid at 4 weddings in 1 year, and they were back to back. So honestly speaking, she just found herself in a situation where she was buying new shoes, a new dress, having to pay for makeup, having to get a new weave, having to go for facials, just so that she can prepare for herself, so that she can look her best, obviously, for her friends. So I always wonder, how then do we go around the situation? Because really, it is quite an expensive exercise if you really are not prepared for it. But because you really want to do it for your close friend and your families and your sisters, you sometimes have to make that compromise and actually go about doing it. So I don't know how other people do it, because other people really do have more than 5-6 weddings in 1 year. Even when you're not necessarily part of the bridal party, as just an invited guest, weddings are so important. You can't arrive at a wedding in an old outfit, honestly speaking. Let's just be honest, because it does not look right. You know what I mean? I cut into society, because but abantu bazothini. So you gotta look great, and your makeup's gotta be done, your hair's gotta be done, your eyebrows gotta be fleeking, baby. So it's crazy for me, because I don't know how to get around that whole situation, because we can't really expect the bride to also be taking care of the bridal party. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'd like to hear some of your guys' thoughts as to how do we find a way around, being a bridesmaid, being a bridal, being a groomsman, so that it doesn't become an expensive exercise, one that you end up resenting, because, despite the fact that you really love this person, it is an expensive exercise. If I look at just a girl, you're looking at nails, you're looking at hair, you're looking at your facials, you're looking at shoes, you're looking at a dress, you look at change of clothing, sometimes you're looking at new underwear, because baby girl, you can't be wearing old underwear in a new dress at a wedding. Come on, you're also trying to get lucky here, trying to find yourself a husband. So yeah, man. And as a man, you're looking at a new tux, you're looking at the traditional wear, you're looking at just expenses to travel to go and do fittings, you're looking at expenses to go and travel to the actual wedding, you're looking at expenses to travel to hair getting done, nails getting done, looking for your clothes, looking for the right shoe. And then sometimes it's just the time that you're spending discussing these things, because really sometimes it can become a very overpowering and very exhausting to be part of those kind of discussions, because you're just like, oh my gosh, I really want this to end. You know what I mean? So I think it's something that we can really look at. Businesses can maybe find a way to put together a package for brides, to say, listen, we've got like a bridesmaid package for you. So the wedding planners should put together that kind of I don't know if it exists, maybe it does exist, maybe it doesn't, or maybe relook at how many of these weddings really need to have a bridal party? How important is the bridal party? Where does the bridal party actually come from? What is the history of the bridal party? Is it part of our culture, especially as Africans, to have a bridal party at your wedding? And I think these are kind of like some of the things that we can look at. But as I said, weddings are very fun. Weddings are great. Sometimes when you're also as a bridesmaid, you're thinking, geez, my wedding is coming very soon. So you don't want to upset people, because then when you ask them to be your bridesmaid, you kind of almost expect them to be ready to jump and become your bridesmaid or your groomsmen. So it's one of those things that it's like a cash reading too, because you don't want to offend somebody and one, not invite them to become your bridesmaid, or two, invite them and they agree, but then when you want to get married, when they want to get married, you all of a sudden are not available to become their bridesmaid. Also, do people choose their bridesmaid according to affordability? Do you look at the person and say, okay, no, this one can afford to be a bridesmaid, she can afford to buy her own dress, so therefore I would like her to become part of my bridal party or my groomsmen. How does it actually work? Can somebody just give me a little bit of information on that? Let's discuss this. Let's find suitable ways in which we can make this a celebration and a party and something that we can all enjoy without one person or one party resenting the whole experience, if that kind of makes sense. Because that's kind of the sentiment I get from a lot of people who've been bridesmaids. I mean, I'm enjoying it. I'm like, yes, see, this is so much fun. But I can understand that if you are not emotionally prepared for it, it can become something else.